Hey, what's up everybody? This is Michael here at Fabspeed, and today we're going to go over an install guide on how to install our Rennkraft modular header system with sport cats. And today we're going to go over a step-by-step guide. Now that we've got the wheels removed, the first step we can do is loosen the oxygen sensors. The next thing we can do is loosen the three 12mm fasteners on the flange behind the brake rotor. I like to use a 1/4" drive ratchet to break them loose because it can be kind of a tight fit. And you can just start them by hand and then finish them off with a power tool if you'd like. Since we are going to be removing the headers, let's get under the car and take these three under trays off. It's a large assortment of T25s and 10mm bolts. Take you where you want to go. Take you where you want to go. When we go to remove this middle shield, just take note of how it overlaps with the shield in front of it, so that way for reassembly you can put it back the way it came. Now one thing I would like to point out with the shield underneath the headers is that you'll have a couple sneaky 10mm bolts on each side. They can be easy to miss if it's your first time doing the job or you're not very familiar with the car. Now that we've got access to the full underside of the vehicle, let's go ahead and continue removing our link pipe. We'll move to the rear flange. It's a 3-bolt with 12mm, just like the front one. You will need sort of a variety of 1/4" extensions to reach them all. It can be kind of tricky, but you know, variety is it and you'll find out what works right. I'll show you what I used in a sec. So personally, I prefer using wobble extensions for all my jobs, and this is my setup to get to the bolt here for this flange. And this last bad boy we have up top, we can reach through the wheel well. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's move on to getting the header out of the vehicle. The first thing I like to do is this cross member, remove that, just zap out some 16 mils. And that'll give you a clear field of view when working on the header. Now that all of our hardware is undone, let's go ahead and remove the over axle pipe from the car. Take you where you want to go. So lift it up front, slide it forward, and it can be a bit tight with the cat and the GPF. And that's one pipe out of the car. Before we start working on the header itself, we're gonna get rid of this heat shield that protects the oil reservoir for the driver's side header. It's held on by 3 E10 fasteners. It's very easy to get to. And since we've got our E10 handy, we might as well go and break loose this support bracket for the header. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this header out of the car. Got a 12mm on a ratchet, and it is important to break this hardware loose by hand, just because it's going straight into the engine. Same deal when it goes for actually getting it started and putting in the new Fabspeed header. Just get it all loose by hand, and then you can finish it off with a power tool. Before we throw on the new Fabspeed header, we're going to give the header studs a lick of anti-seize. Now that the studs have some anti-seize on them, let's get this boy in the car. Our gasket is up there as well, being held in place on the studs. Slides right on. And we'll just get a nut or two started by hand, just a few threads. Now that we've got all our header nuts snugged up, let's get our handy dandy torque wrench, set it to 26 foot-pounds, and working sequentially from the inside of the header to the outside, tighten them all down, and then we're gonna go ahead and redo this upon final assembly. We're gonna let the car run and heat cycle it and retorque all the hardware before taking the vehicle out on the road. Here we have our Sport Cat over axle pipe with the V-band. We are going to leave the V-band a little bit loose for adjustability, but still tight enough where we'll still be able to get the pipe into the car. So we'll just go the reverse order in which we took it out and slide it forward. And then we can adjust the clamps and get gaskets and hardware set up. So we're going to slide in our factory gasket and get started on the reassembly. So even though you are reusing the factory gaskets, Fabspeed will include new zinc-coated hardware and locking nuts, as well as ample washers. With all of our flange hardware started, let's go and tighten down the V-band clamp. So when it comes to adjusting it, we want to make sure the over axle clears both the strut and the body of the car itself. And once we have everything where we want it, we can go ahead and cinch down the V-band clamp. Now the torque spec we use for these 3-bolt flanges is 20 foot-pounds flat. Now that we've got all that torqued up, we're going to apply a little bit of anti-seize to our oxygen sensors before we reinstall them. And yeah, just a little bit, not too much. It's always good to recoil the oxygen sensor wire as well, so that way when you tighten it, it doesn't look all curly-cued like a pig's tail. That way it's nice and straight. So, hardware's tightened, oxygen sensors are installed. We started the vehicle, checked it for leaks, and let it run, get close to operating temperature. And we're gonna go ahead and retorque all the header hardware like I was speaking of earlier. Yeah, it's called heat cycling, and it's critical for all Porsche header hardware. So yeah, we're just gonna go over everything one more time. And you will get a little extra twist every now and then. And once we're done with this, we can get our heat shield on, our cross braces, and our under trays. Okay, and the last step is putting the tires back on and double checking that everything's snug. Hope this helps, and we'll see you out there on the road.